And he's 40 years old right now and still in the conversation of being the MVP. But the difference here for LeBron James and what makes him more impressive at the age of 33, he's not only the MVP and the GOAT of basketball, the GOAT of the NBA, but he supersedes his own sport. And when people talk about LeBron James, they talk about him being the best athlete ever.
Coach, huge interception that results in a touchdown right before the break. How big is that for the confidence of your team heading into the half?
Well, you can tell by the fans it's really big.
Coach, your defense did a good job containing Streveler, just 22 yards on the ground. Are there any adjustments to account for their passing game this next half?
Well, we have to do a better job of getting lined up.
Well, we were given some pretty big news when we got to the arena tonight, and that is the fact that Oklahoma will have to try to get things done without their senior center and leading scorer, Dionise Pierre-Louis, who averages about 16 points a game and 8 rebounds. Now, we don't know the exact reason for her absence. We just know that she did not practice with the team on Monday and therefore didn't even make the trip here to South Dakota State.
But if I had to put my top 5 in, it would be NDSU and USD, of course, going along with Jay. Youngstown State, who played both of those two teams really tough, only lost each of those games by 3 points. Then I would put Western Illinois in there. And then the final two, it's just kind of a coin flip between UNI and SDSU.
If you're South Dakota State, you got to feel pretty good right now after getting 3 straight wins and, of course, moving up in the polls after beating North Dakota State last week. And as he was limping off the field, it kind of looked like a right ankle injury, but it was actually a hit to the outer right hip. I got to talk to the trainer while I was over there, and she said that it's kind of hard to tell exactly what's wrong when you get hit in that area, but they're going to take a closer look after the game. They think long-term he'll be fine, though, for the rest of the season. Coach, this atmosphere, this rivalry, that finish, how much fun was this?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Michael Orris's shot goes up at the end. What's going through your head when he takes that?
Yeah, we had to play it.
You said coming into this tournament that you haven't played your best game yet. Would you consider this up there at the top?
Yeah, especially the second half.
It's that Georgia Southern triple option thing that you guys have going
triple
on,
option,
right?
it throws playoff teams off.
Not a lot of teams in the Ohio Valley are running the triple option. I think that's
Right.
going to help.
Just the challenge of facing 2 Power 5 schools in a span of 3 days. How do you think your team handled that this week?
Really good.
Another summer in Sioux Falls means another slate of sports celebrities for Legends 2017. I'm Carla Metz with your CU Mortgage Direct Midco Minute. Coming into this game, your coaching staff said you had some trouble early this season establishing a consistent run game, but today it didn't seem to be an issue. Over 200 yards on the ground. What was the difference?
Well, it's the heart of the football team.
Welcome back to the Dana J. Dyke Stadium. It is the start of the second quarter here in Brookings, South Dakota, and with NDSU's most recent win against the UNI Panthers, they have reached another milestone in their program, reaching 100 wins inside of a decade. You heard it here, Justin Sells saying that you need to be there on Saturday, and it's going to be a high of 20 degrees, but Dakota fans, they're tough enough for that, right? They're tough enough.
I mean, that was incredible. Game 7, I don't know if we could relive last year's Game 7 tonight.
Well, is this the year that USD and SDSU are the closest in talent? That has got to be one of the most hashed out questions of the season.
We'll say it is hard to pick between USD and SDSU men's basketball. They're both at 7-2 right now. SDSU just beat Ole Miss earlier this week. They beat Iowa down in the Cayman Islands. The Bison have a record of 5-2 at this point. Is this something that you expected them to do after their first month of games? Okay, this isn't even debatable, not at all. It was the 2013 team. They went undefeated in that year, 15-0. They beat Kansas State to start that season. They had 7 players from that team that are now in the NFL, 2 of which are in the CFL, and then they've got 3, at least 3, maybe even more, that are on coaching staffs right now. So
I don't know if you can play relaxed and with energy at the same time, but how would you describe what your team was able to do tonight?
Well, I thought we really played well early.
And although he did lose that challenge, a 4-minute plank is nothing to hang your head on, so definitely a big thank you to Logan Backus for being such a great sport in this week's Met Your Match. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk stats and highlights from the first half, and we're also going to take a look at SDSU's top playmakers on offense.
they say the older you get, the faster time goes. So no longer is the 12 days of Christmas long enough, or 25 days. Today, we have 53 days to listen to Christmas music until Christmas, so take advantage of it.
All right, Carla wins that.
I knew I was going to lose. I took one for the team.
So be on the lookout for a couple of things defensively for South Dakota State. The coaches say that they're trying to get better at pass rushing up front, and that could be a challenge today because they got to do it without Kellen Solik, who is officially out due to injury.
Is it the right way, the wrong way? It's the Kyrie Irving way. That's the way he wanted to handle it. It's kind of like a fairy tale when you have unrealistic expectations for how things are going to go down, and I think all of us wanted to believe that after winning the championship in 2016 after making all these finals back to back to back with LeBron, that Kyrie Irving was okay with playing the second fiddle to LeBron James, but that's just not true.
As we went through, so
Remind me to stop. Sorry.
I guess we might start this over.
I was like, can I edit that out? I don't think I can.
So then you jump in the bunker, and I got her.